Wiggle, wiggle.
Like.
Hey, time for another historical recreation. I've had this subscriber request for a while. My list is kind of piling up a little bit. This is the Battle of Asal that went I think it was the second largest tank battle outside of World War II, besides the Battle of Kursk, that went from September 8th, 1965 to September 10th, 1965. Ton of different tanks. Had a subscriber that also sent me the list of the tanks used. There were some tanks that were used in this battle that are actually unfortunately not in BLITZ. So we used the ones that were primarily. There was the Chaffee, the M36, or AK the Jackson, the Centurion, the M48. And it was really this battle that was fought between the Pakistani and the Indian. And there was a town named Karen on the border that was taken over by the Pakistanians, and they had pushed through the Indian territory with tons of tanks. And within the first 45 minutes of the battle or so, there was I think it was about 145 or 150 tanks that ended up getting destroyed. The Pakistanians going through the middle of the horseshoe that the Indians had set up, kind of almost like this perimeter around them during this attack, being attacked from all sides, really left the Pakistanians in a bit of trouble. So in this recreation, we tried making it so that the Pakistanians, or those that were playing on that side, were going only center, not over to the sides or left or right. But it was a little bit my fault while making this. It didn't happen through all rounds, but it still was a lot of fun. Once again, thanks to all my subscribers helping with these vids. If you guys want to help out with these vids, join the Discord. Make sure you get the role of movie crew. That way you can get the notifications of when I have these training rooms. Everyone is more than welcome. You just have to have the tanks needed in the description of the training room or the Discord. So this first one, the M36, didn't really do too well, but honestly a lot of fun. We're going to go in and do some split screen action here in the next couple rounds. Did a few of them. Thought this map was actually quite fitting for the territory and just some of the research, more of the desert lands from what I can tell. And really, so going kind of back to the battle itself, the area kind of through the middle of where the Pakistanians were attacking was very muddy or swampy, and a lot of them ended up getting stuck and in trouble as they were kind of in the midst of this horseshoe of when the Indians were attacking them. Now on the Indian side, there was, you can see here, like the AMX, the Centurion, there were some Shermans, things of that sort. And then from the Pakistani side, they had, like I said, the M48, the Jackson, there were also M4s. So in this battle, now the M48s that were used were much more superior than the Centurions, as you can also tell works with BLITZ. The M48 Patton being a tier 10 for those BLITZ players, and the Centurion being a tier 8. So much weaker, but there was a lot of other things even during the war that the M48 Patton was superior in other ways that isn't necessarily known in BLITZ, such as like the night vision and things of that sort that the Centurion didn't even necessarily have. So it was quite a challenge, but definitely a battle I had to do, just being one of the largest tank battles that has taken place outside of World War II. And I did do the one of Kursk, so I thought this one was a great recommendation. So primarily, they're kind of off to the far right. I was hoping the Pakistanians would have been more middle of the map, and then the Indians would have been on one side or another. So love these historical recreations, and going here using a Centurion, I primarily like being the lower tier tanks because it's more challenging. Some people I've actually heard don't mind playing those, so we all kind of take turns. Sometimes we get a lot of people in these training rooms and we swap out players to make sure we get a variety of different people being able to try it out. Now, using these hills, the Centurion has good gun depression. Actually kind of getting hit quite a bit here in these. So I'm on the Indian side and the Pakistanians putting up quite a fight. Chaffee, definitely a used tank during the war, coming up on me, and I've got this M48 off to the side. We end up taking each other out. So just leaving it between these ambulances in this intense battle. Very difficult to circle a other medium tank, but they're actually not doing too bad here. Quite a cool view here, I must say so myself. All the destruction. So great game. Indians were able to win that one. Pakistanians were taken out. Now to make this one a little bit more balanced, because the M5 Stuart was also used on the Indian side, there were actually more tanks on the Indian side rather than the Pakistani side, just because the M5 Stuart, compared to a Centurion or the M48 or the Jackson, there's not a whole lot the M5 Stuart could have done. So there was an awesome player, shout out to him for willing to be the M5 Stuart. So we're going up here now. They're kind of more on the left again, or just on this one side of the map rather than middle, but honestly makes it quite entertaining and still a lot of fun using these tanks that were used in the historical recreation. So we have kind of a mix of rounds, some that were closer to the recreation itself of the Pakistani tanks primarily going middle and the Indian tanks on the outside. This one is more so just kind of an all-along battle here. Just trying to use that gun depression and just peek up. And these Easy 8s are actually doing a great job getting some good penetrating shots off me. I've got subscribers that are quite skilled. And they really give me a run. So got this M48 coming up on me. Believe he missed there. Trying to do what I can. Much better tank than I am. Trying to do what I can and focus on him to take him out as much as possible. See this Chaffee once again. I'm like, man, you've got to be kidding me. This Chaffee. I got taken out. So far the Pakistanians looks like they're putting up a good fight. Now, a lot of these historical recreations I've had, the majority of people want the battle markers off. So if you're wondering why that is the reason. AMX doing a great job here trying to get away. M4 coming up along the side. He is in trouble. Another M4 and the AMX coming in hot. See if they can take out the Patton. He is fairly low on health. They're getting a few bounces here. Trying to get away. Oh, and not quite. M4 comes up over the top. Chance is pretty slim at this point. That face hug, that M48 Patton's armor is a bit too thick for that Sherman. And in this battle, the Pakistanians took it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the historical battle recreation. Also going over just some of the information on the battle. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.